Hey guys, this is a pre-recorded match. We're playing against Vas Lundo on Boulder Bay. He's a Roost player. He's a Conqueror level player as well. So we were gonna go ahead and try our Water Horse build on against our opponent here. Roost is pretty much one of the strongest, if not the strongest, civ on water because of their timing for their archership. So I was really curious to see how well the Water Horse is gonna be able to do. Now that everything's all said and done, I think that the double dock opening, this the straight raw water, is probably going to be your best shot to beat a Roost player on Boulder Bay. I think Water Horse is not going to be good enough to do it um, for a couple of reasons. First is he's got a nice position here on his dock. We're getting a nice position over here, and we're scouting. The scout's running around. And I kind of forgot that this is a Roost player. So I do kind of mess up in not shooting this sheep initially. But we are going to remember once we see these sheep and we'll start taking them out. And one big thing is your opponents are most typically going to go up with Kremlin. And that Kremlin is going to basically secure the wood line, possibly the gold. In this case, his gold could have been protected with a Kremlin here, but it wasn't. But either way, yeah, getting raids on your opponent would be really, really difficult against a Roost player because of the Kremlin. So here we're just picking off sheep or deer. We see that he sees us and he's going to double back. You see our vision. We know he's going to be able to pick up some sheep here on the way, which he is. We do also kind of mess up our build order here. We have only 3 on food. We have our 6 here, and we messed up one villager on the food here, so we do mess up our build order. I kind of got sidetracked by this villager collecting wood and food. So I didn't get my 4th villager on here because I saw 4 villagers on food, and it was actually only the 3 on the TC. Over here, he's taking out our sheep. I do spot it a little bit late, and we are able to snipe 1 sheep. We were able to snipe 2 sheep there. There are 2 deer from him there, so not terrible. But he is picking up this deer pack over here. We've stolen his other one, so now it's kind of a race to find the last deer pack. If we go into normal UI, that's just to him. His bounty's at 120, so definitely going to be a decent game in terms of denying him bounty. Let's go cast him on. And he doubles back right in front of these deer. A little bit unfortunate for him in terms of finding these deer. And over here, he's got his loads of fishing chips out. I'm curious how much it cost. 20 seconds and 90 food, 25 wood. That's a pretty quick conversion. I wonder if that should be upgraded to 25 seconds. Or nerfed to 25 seconds. Feels very strong. So he's building Kremlin with 8 villagers. So this is the timing to get his age up. I bet you again that there's a way that you can do this a little bit less. Villagers just refining your build order. Perhaps not, because he does build a second scout. And he also is running on just 2 ships versus our 6. And just food for thought in general. I feel like besides my build order just being a little bit late, you see I'm starting to tap up now with 3. And it was my build order was late because, and partly because of I messed up the build order. But I'm dropping I'm gonna drop an Uwu and stable, but it would have been nice, I think, in some sense, to have these guys so you can see over here with the fishing ship how he's just gonna stick on our fishing here. You know, I do wonder if just sending him out elsewhere. But you can see that the timing on aging up here is really good. And I think with our 5:30 timing, there's not much we can do. So he's up to be about, yeah, he's up way early on with this ruse. And then since he's right on our guys right here and he's shooting us on point blank range, there really isn't much we can do to fight this. What I should have done probably is just sent my fishing ships in different areas, different spots. So he would have had to commit. Um, he wouldn't have been able to sink all of them. So that's one big mistake I do here, is I don't split my villagers. I get my deer stones up a little bit late, 540. So again, definitely not as ideal as I would have liked. The 5-minute fuel time is really good. And, you know, it does bring up the possibility that perhaps the response to Rus is not to open docks and just go for a standard fast age up and then drop your dock at the 420 mark when you're aged up, and from there you're going to be dropping you have your fishing ship or your galleys out about, let's see, 4:55. So it would actually be his roost timing. So perhaps that's the best way to do it, because you can't really compete as what from what I can see. And I was running around seeing his basing where I could get some damage in. You know, and I've got a horseman out here, but I can't really get some good damage in. I do kind of mess up not focusing on hitting his gold. I try to get a little bit of damage here with this boat, but again, after losing all of these ships, it's a really big deal. That's been a really bad spot. He's up to 2 docks, and he's going to get a springle ship out, or attack ship. And we're just trying to find angles of attack here. And then we just need more ships out. So we're kind of alive, but at the same time, if we had right now 4-5 ships, we could be really shutting him down, putting a big hurting on him. So this was just kind of a match where I get again, just trying to do this the water horse against the Rus is just a really hard deal, and it's just not going to pay off. We are trying to start trading behind this, try to get our eco to boom up in some way. We do see his ships. We're able to sink basically both of them, but at this point he's got a really nice army here, and you know, with 2 docks we can't really compete with his production. And we're dropping another dock, but again, it's way late. We're way up there, so just unfortunate. There's not much we can do about this here. Again, we tried raiding, but there's nothing we can really raid here. Kremlin protects his woodland really hard, and that's the fortress protecting this. We do get a nice demo ship here, but too little, too late, and he's going for a high trade house at this point. So I think against Rus, I'm going to have to try it in future variations, just a raw double dock build. And then if that's not kind of working out against better opponents, I think maybe just a straight fast H2 into a dock will get you a faster timing, a better timing for your ship. So that's just something I'm gonna have to work on and try that out. I think against other civs it's definitely viable and decent, but against Rus it's definitely not a very good option. So over here we're trying to build our army up, but again, he's shutting this down. There's not much we can do at this point. And yeah, we got a little bit of an army here, but he starts walling over here. We don't get this stop. Our pressure, even though we're on water horse, our pressure is actually super minimal, and we just allowed him to take water and land. And that's kind of part of where I kind of messed up, is I was trying to micro and do things here that I didn't do a good job in denying him his gold properly to keep him from aging up. Because it'd be one thing that he gets water control, but even then, if he's, yeah, see, he just starts to trade. So he's securing his trade right now. Because if I was to have a really good land mass, he could possibly lose his gold, but he's taking care of that, and he's in a good spot. I see he's got horse archers, he's got knights, he's got a really big mass. There's no way I'm going to fight this. His eco is just massive compared to ours, so that was one match, and then we'll do another one. We're playing against the Sigma event, and he is a diamond player, and he's playing against abbasid. So this time this was right after that match, so we were pretty warm, and we kind of had our build order remembered. Sending our con, sending a villager, dropping a TC. I'm going to start chopping wood here. And this time we decided that instead of going water horse, we're going to just go straight double water. Our all water build, and try to commit to that. I really wanted to win water, I didn't want to lose it this time. So we're going to commit to a double dock play, and then we'll transition onto land after that. And yeah, so we're collecting food here, and we got to rally 4 villagers onto water over here. Our opponent is on wood, and he is also dropping a dock as well. So it looks like he's going to go for water. He's a little bit late, but not by much. So just I guess little advantages in terms of timing. His scout's over here. Not really sure what the scout was doing. We do get some good sheep pickups here. Again, we've hit this middle area before he has, which is pretty big. And yeah, we're just gonna try to get this build right this time. We got 3 on food, so we need a 4th here on food. This time it's actually rallied there. And we do have our dock queued and going. A little bit of idle time on the TC, kind of unfortunate. But now we've got 4 here. We're going to put this in a control group, and we are rallying our next villager on the wood, and then we're going to go 3 on the gold. And our con has come back. It's actually, I was surprised by the sheep haul that we got here, because we did hit here in the middle first before he did. These 3 sheep were a little bit further on his side, so I'm guessing that's probably what we missed out on, which is okay. And they did change the starting sheep here. You now start with 3 sheep by your TC, so the timing for your con, you don't actually have to come back and drop off any other sheep at the 2:30-minute mark, 2.5-minute mark, because you've got 3 sheep now, so it's more than enough for your 4 villagers to stay here and gather that sheep. You can just keep scouting pretty much the whole map. You won't have to worry about coming back. One thing I did forget about the build order is the split after the landmark, and I was trying to remember it, and I couldn't. So I do kind of think I messed that up a little bit here. I think I do go 3 on the gold and 1 on the wood, and I can't remember if it was 2 gold, 2 wood, or 3 gold, 1 wood. Would be good perhaps if I made a little notepad with a quick a breakdown of the build order. So I do have to look at that. Over here you can see we're pretty similar in terms of our ecos, because I dropped my dock a little bit before he did, and yeah, he's like trying to force turn in because his timing for his upgrade, for his timing for his age up is a little off, and yeah, he's got his dock, but he stopped producing ships out of his dock, so this is kind of a big mistake on his part. I think partly it's because he's got 5 villagers on gold, which is really is a little bit too much. He's looking to get upgrades and stuff like that, and it's really hard to do that. So, and maintain water control. You're just gonna have too many resources in gold. And so, yeah, and he just stops at 3 ships, which is kind of weird. So behind this, we're still making our docks. We tapped up starting our silvertree. We got 3 on gold, and we're sending everyone on the wood. I do forget to pick up my forestry, I believe. I don't know if I get it or not, but I think I forgot last game about my other eco upgrade, so it'd be nice if you got the forestry. Yeah, so we split three on the gold, one on the wood. So I can't remember if that's the proper split or not, but that's what we're going for. And he sees our fishing eco, he sees that we got a ton, and we are going to drop our next dock here. And you can see in terms of the, like if we were playing against this Roost player, he started to hit us with his ship attacking us at 517. So again, to kind of avoid reduced damage, I think you just split up your ships onto different things, even if it's shoreline fish, and you just split them up onto different spots so you can't focus down one too quickly. And you just kind of have to survive until you get the ships out. So if you go with the double this, that's one possibility. The other possibility is to go with so he's getting his like junk out. The other possibility is to get again, like I said, your fast H2, and then get your dock and your light junk out. Your food eco is going to be suffering really bad, so that's again one thing that it'd be just for the timing for the light junk, but you'd be so far behind. Eco wise, I don't know if it'd ever be worth it. Here, you see we've aged up, and you see if you're playing against the Roost player, we'd basically be at like almost 30 seconds of trying to deal with this. So this time we do a little bit better job of sending our ships around, and we try to heal the fishing ships. And as we do that, we're gonna get two light junks out now. And with the two light junks, we're gonna do really good job in repelling this attack on us. We did get our forestry upgrade finally a little bit late, and we see that this time we've only lost one ship, so it was a lot better in terms of dealing with the pressure. And behind this, he is going to drop another dock. He has seen that we have two docks. So again, he's going for this, but he's going for like a hybrid build as well, because he's collecting stone now, and he's got a lot of stone. So he's going for a um, a very different build, which is he wants to get, if he loses water, he's not committing all the water. He's ready to build TCs to stay on water. Behind us we got light junk coming out. We do have piracy coming up. I think piracy might have been a waste here. We were expecting that him to commit a little bit better, and he doesn't. So we do lose one fishing ship again. Not necessary. We could have pulled it, we could have healed it. So a little bit of sloppy micro on our play, on our part there. And we are starting to build archery range. We have our silvertree up, and we got a lot of villagers on wood. 18 on wood. So we're just we're cruising around, seeing what we can see if there's an extra dock here. We do find one more dock. We do try to snipe that villager out a little bit late, so a little bit unfortunate. We should have come closer before attacking to not give him the heads up here. And yeah, but the big thing is now that we got water control, it's gonna be really hard for him to get back on the water or win this win on water now. Over here, he's getting his arrow slits, which is a good move to help defend it here, but we're starting to get our springwood ship, and that's going to really help us push him off, these docks off. We know now that we basically have one water, so we don't have to worry about it too much, and he's looking to, if you look at our vision, we scouted out the whole map basically, we've seen his base, and we see that he's been on collecting on food or stone. And we see he's only got one villager on food. I was a little bit curious about that. I wasn't sure where he was getting all of his food from, but he was on sheep under his TC. So we see him rotate a bunch of guys here. And we're starting to bring Mangadai over. We wanted to get harassing first and foremost. A little bit unfortunate. We don't see that he made a explosive dao. He almost takes out our war junk, which would have been a really big deal. Over here, we're trying to harass as much as we can. We see the horsemen chasing us, and we see villagers getting pulled. This is 100% a TC drop. We weren't entirely sure where, and we do pull out before he does it, but we do see these deer kind of move out, so we're suspecting a TC drop right around there. I wasn't sure if it was there or if it was going to be over here. So behind this, we're just gonna run. We're gonna try to escape from these horsemen. Our con's not gonna be able to make it, but we do have Mangadai that are here, and we're gonna be able to push this back with a little bit of pressure that he has. And then, not sure why my fishing boats count as military stuff, but they do. But we did repair our one war junk up. It's just so much faster. I'm trying to let your dock do it. And yeah, so we're just aggroing down this dock. And with double Skringle ships, it goes down pretty quickly. And airships. So we're pushing that down. And we're taking kind of water control. Over here, we're just trying to harass as much as we can. We're trying to get our infrastructure online here on land. And we are floating a lot of wood here. So again, a little bit of a mistake on our part doing that. And we should have started rotating villagers off of wood onto 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 sheep, I think. So this dock was pretty much burning, and so we didn't have to worry about it. So we just commit into trying to burn this one down, and that one's just falling apart. So we're gonna be able to hold here. We do have 3 war junks now, so we're getting pretty good force here, and we're gonna be able to fight. And we're just kind of rallying forces here on the land. We're starting to get infrastructure up. I think a little bit of a mistake was only going with one villager, and we do start trading as well with the silvertree. So we're going for a really big boom at this point. Our opponent has gone up to triple TC now, and he's going to start cranking out villagers. He's trying to catch up to us in terms of eco count, and you can see he's actually pretty close to you. One thing I think I could have done better is I could have dropped a transport ship at this point, loaded up this villager, come over here, built a dock. I stopped building fishing ships because we pretty much saturate all of these deep sea fishing spots. But I think I could have dropped another dock over here, and that would have been really big, as well as dropping a dock here for future trade possibilities. So we do clear this out. We're going to need some ships along the shoreline. Try to build another dock. And we're just going to leave the ships here to kind of do damage. We try to bring this Mongol ship to the choke point just because it's got better range. But we pretty much have this whole shore really scouted out. We have a good idea of what's happening here. Militarily, he's building his army. We're building ours. Eco count, he's trying to catch up and get back into it with his triple TC. I knew he was on double. I figured since he's off land, he is abbasid. There's a possibility he's trying to triple. But we want to get some pressure on, and we try pushing forward, and we run into his horsemen here. We engage with the Keshiks. We do a little bit of a bad job falling back with the Mangadai here. I should have changed my grouping there. It's just really sloppy micro on my part. I could have lost a couple more there, so luckily he does fall back when he does, so we didn't lose too many Mangadai there. And running from Mangadai is just really painful. Because you basically lose your army for nothing at that point. So it's almost better just to trade out there in that case. So over here, as you can see in our vision, again, we got control over here. We know that it's safe. That dock is going to either cancel or we finish burning it down. And we chased off his villagers here. We do see this camel. We try to focus on it, which is a good idea. It's definitely worth the extra damage that one Keshik took. And over here you can see that our military buildings, they're all rallying up to this this spot right here, and we're getting our army going. Behind this we're also getting a lot of trading done. We're up to 6 now. Again, we could probably have a few more queued in here. We got plenty of villagers on wood, but they're starting to travel pretty far, so a little bit sloppy on my part not dropping another gur here. Upgrades wise, we also haven't gotten a wheelbarrow yet, so definitely some room for improvement still. In terms of our eco play. Again, definitely dropping another dock over here would have been a really big play with that one villager, as well as having a villager on this island can come in handy for a sacred site and this relic. So, just food for thought for future things. So behind this, we're sitting really comfy with our eco. We got water control, so it's pretty much at this point it's just like a scaling game. There's pretty much no way that he can outscale me unless he goes like quadruple TC, and you can see he's on triple TC and he's having a hard time keeping up because even though when dock, if I kept making fishing ships out of my dock, I think he would have had even a harder time. But with the silvertree going constantly, it really helps to keep this eco count in my favor. So we do have this fairly big army. It's a good sized raiding force, not a lot of cavalry, mostly Megadai. So we're gonna run around. We know that he's booming, so he should be really heavy on villagers. So we're gonna see where we can get some kills here. If you go to his vision, he did spell my army just barely. It seems like so he's just kind of getting himself ready. He's positioning himself in the center here. But at this point, I'm running it around the back of his face, and he has no idea. And it looks like I'm just going to be barely visible. So he gets an attack order, but he doesn't actually see the army. Okay, there he sees it now. So, yeah, he's sending his army over now. He does see the army, so he's going to garrison his villas. And we're just going to make a loop around here. You've noticed that he's got a third TC, which is going to be a lot of information for us. That means we're actually not as far ahead as we thought we were. And you can see now, eco-wise, he's now pulled ahead. That's because we didn't go for another dock over here and just keep going on the fish and saturating. I think that's a big mistake on my part. Definitely something to keep in mind. If you do go for this double dock and you do win water, take that villager that's over here and send them over and build a dock over on this island so you can get some collection over here. Over here, his army's fighting us over here. His villagers are rotated. But behind this, we've decided to raid his other TC. We knew that it was over here. And now we're going to get some villager kills as we dive over here. His army falls back. We'll take a really good fight here. He's in castle. And we have also just got up the castle. So we're going to start pushing him here. We got to move our Kurultai over still. We just saved it up. So while his army is trying to find us over here, fight that other army, we're able to push him off of his wood line over here. And we're able to get a bunch of damage over here. We want to be kind of careful about engaging too much, because we're waiting for a castle upgrades to come through. So we're just trying to fall back, wait for these castle upgrades to come through for our Mangadai, and it's going to help us a bunch. Our trade is going pretty good, we're up to 17 now. And yeah, over here he chases us with a couple of spearmen, get pulled out, so gets beat up there, and we are starting to finally bring our Kurultai over, which is going to be pretty big. So we're taking this fight because I want to engage his attention, and while we do that, we wanted to hit her on the back here, which we do. He's moved over his wood drills to another pocket. He's doing a good job in trying to keep his villages alive, but he has lost 14 drills, and that's not including, I believe it was 4 or 5 fishing ships at the beginning, so now he's lost like 10 drills. So that's definitely helping to equalize the drill count, and we do see that he was triple TC, so we know we have to put really good pressure here. And then most of his pop count is going to be villagers at this point. So as we run around here, his army goes in the center again, and because his army is fighting here, we're going to take another army over here, and we're going to start going to send him over to this TC. So we're checking out the deer real quick, see he's on deer. And then while we do that, we're just trying to find this stuff on the back here on the gold. And he has chased us, and that's okay. It's actually in our favor because we're going to attack over on this side and we get some villager kills. And we're going to attack from the front over here. So again, it's in our favor that this army is chasing one of our armies at all times. So we're right here. Again, this is where we're going to get a ton of villager kills. Do a lot of damage here. Yeah, this is where we get an absolute boatload of villager kills. Mangadai are doing a great job here. And behind this, we are trying to find some villagers over here, and we do end up seeing his villagers run this way. So we just kind of fall back in the front, re-up our army, and this army is over here just kind of harassing. Again, he hasn't really committed any army to this guy, so we're just going to fall back and harass where we can. Move our Kurultai, get better healing. And I believe we did start making rams over here. Yes, so we did go to Siege Workshops a little bit earlier than we usually do because we need that pushing power with rams. It's going to help significantly. Eco-wise, we can see we're way ahead now. We're sitting at 90 and he's at 70. So, and we are still building traders from the silvertree, which is very good. You can see income-wise, he's at 0 gold, 1,000 food. Yeah, so we're making a lot more resources than him. The army, unfortunately, right now is pretty much purely archers at this point. So we're going to fall back here, and we're just going to keep running down this palisade gate, get some damage in. I'm not too worried about this fight. We just want to take it out from under the two seas. We know that our Keshik is enough to deal with this, and having him chase us out allows us to chase him once he starts falling back. So we get a lot of free damage in with our Mangadai there. Our Keshiks are going to start raiding over there. Behind here, we're going to go look for raids on these exposed farms with the secondary army. And yeah, at this point, he's definitely, I would say, thinking about GGing. He's lost 50 villagers, and yeah, it's 100% over at this point. So this time the water build worked really good. I think we could have gone water horse and been fine on this build. It probably actually would have been much better because it wouldn't have allowed him to go double or triple TC because he went for a hybrid build himself. But just really securing that water is really important. I think there was some errors there, some transitions for the transport ship. We definitely could have gotten a transport ship going. Um, and sending over to that island. So that's something to keep in mind. Once you have those front deep sea fish saturated, it's definitely worthwhile to get a transport ship, take that one villager that's over there already, and build another dock, and then eventually maybe leave him there and build maybe a tower or a monastery or prayer tent once you age up. Something else to keep in mind is the Yam network also buffs your fish, so a tower or two along your shorelines can be pretty significant to helping your food gather rates go up a little bit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully, I get matched up another time against a Rus opponent, and I can try out just my raw water build against them, or a fast H2 into a dock transition just to get that timing on that first light junk really well. So we'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.